While they were eating, for the first time ever, a nightingale actually did sing in Berkeley Square. Nobody heard it over the noise of the traffic, but it was there, right enough.
Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. And today we're going to talk about the end. This is the end, my friend. Now it depends on how you look at it. You can look at it at the end and something new beginning, look forward, or cry about it's the end. That's up to you. After the Snowden video and a couple of questions were asked, we're going to be addressing them through the lens of the one and these principles of mind. And this is all a Fibonacci sequence. So when you use that, you need to know where you begin your count in the wave. Okay, if it's a bull going up, then it's a wave up of 5 steps. 1 up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, 5 up. Then it comes back and repeats. Okay, and the bull market is it goes up and then it crashes down. Okay, and it looks like all hell's going to break loose, but it doesn't quite. I mean, it can be by just, quarter of an inch. Doesn't quite get as bad as it had been. Okay, and then it rallies. The third wave is always strong because the second wave is very violent, strong, and fast. And that motion causes upward motion, and now it's bouncing. It's like when a baseball batter hits a fastball. If the fastball's coming in at 95 miles an hour, that ball's going to come off at the bat at over 100 miles an hour. So this is what's happening spiritually, okay? So it's, 1 up, 2 down. So the way I get my count is, we're all God. So Nostradamus was God too. And he named it as the preparation for Mavis, okay? And that's Bush and Obama, a conglomerate of it, that name, indicating globalists, that way of thinking, those people who think that, they're going to do this, their will. So it's their perception and how they see everything. And the way they see it is, you guys just aren't thinking right. We've decided how the world's going to be. You need to get in line, okay? And be happy. And be happy. This is why you hear these crazy things, from governments like there's no inflation. They're sticking to their story, and it will appear as what they think, and because it's always worked in the past. But now their worries and fears are overriding that. And so on the other side of it, is everyone who believes in God and trusts in God and know. When you get yourself in a pickle, you just go confess to God. You tell him you're afraid. You tell him what you're afraid of. Be honest. Be honest about it. And it doesn't matter if you've been lying or stealing or whatever. Be honest about it. And that you're afraid this is going to happen. And you really, wish your fears would go away. And you thank him for taking them away, because he's your father and he loves you. And you can look at it any way you wish. He's your father and he loves you. He's your mother and he loves you. He's your brother, your sister, your best friend forever, your lover. He's attached to you. He's your twin. Whatever way you want to look at it. All right? So the way this manifests, the way we will see it in the physical world, is there's an end, which, we were told about that from the Mayan calendar as well. December 12th, 2012, we turned the corner. Those guys are out now. Okay. And here comes the downdraft after the big upswing. And the upswing breaks the previous high, which means we were more prosperous than we were, before, than we've been in a very long time, which was true. We became, an exporter of oil. We were energy independent. We were feeling good and confident about ourselves, thinking of imaginative, creative ways of helping people and providing opportunities, and, YouTube and all this wonderful stuff, started coming out. And Google is really a very interesting technology company. They said poo to you, China, a very long time ago and left. And they don't deserve all the maligning that they get. And they're crying because people think that they're in bed with the others. And they're not. You can't judge a book by its cover. Just because it's a big technology company doesn't mean it's listening to the man. He uses the man. Okay. Oh, you want to give me money? Okay. Your Fibonacci sequence is only as good as where your count started. Okay, so if we figure, we were tootling along, and then comes Trump. And he's the wave up. This is the people. There's somebody who's actually saying what we're thinking. He's articulating it very well. Thank you. Yes, drain the swamp. This is something that everyone understood across all boundaries. And it really resonated. Well, of course, the ones in the swamp are going to be offended by that. Come on, man. They think they've been doing good. And okay, well, it's no offense, but we want to try something different. All right. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But we'd like to try something different. It's always the simplest answer that is the answer. For example, the depleted oceans, the fish and stuff, they've proven that if you drop red dust into the ocean, it will begin to rebuild with those nutrients and everything. The fish populations, this was done in Canada. And it worked brilliantly. And the globalists, you ain't got upset about it. You shouldn't be dumping a bunch of red dust into the ocean. You don't know what that's going to do. And they had already gotten permission from the tribe who owned the land that it would be okay. You go ahead. You're helping us save the fish so that we can eat them. So, he did. This man's idea worked. And it was brilliant. So you see these kind of things. We found bacteria that eats plastic. We've found all these things. The Dead Sea is coming back to life. There's fresh water going into the Dead Sea, and it's coming back to life. These are the geological things, the things that you notice, but maybe you don't put together, But in our nation of men, its imagination is the head, okay? It's the head. It's the leader of all, because it's the land of imagination. It is a melting pot, okay? We are all mutts. We do the best that we can with what we have and know. If the rest of the world wants to see that as arrogant, go right ahead. No, we're competent. And now Canada has stopped being weak and became confident. And Mexico has stopped fighting with itself and has become confident. And these countries it's caught on fire. So you have this, trajectory up, but then it's followed by a very swift, sharp down where everything looks like the world's going to end. No, you sit back and look, because it's not going to end. Okay, so, and what traders will say is a smart trader will buy when there's blood in the streets because he knows the blood won't last forever. Those very same things you tossed out the window because your pain and suffering, you couldn't stand it anymore. And so you just threw in the towel and would not dig in and wait it out and buy while that's going on. You know, you get rewarded for that, okay? Because in markets. So that's the idea. You sit back, you wait. Now I know it's going to come. I know it. And so then it takes off on this trajectory up. So currently we're in the Fibonacci sequence that goes down. And the Bible tells us it's 1,290 days from the time that the abomination is put into place. Okay, and I see that as Klaus Schwab when he made his speech about reimagining the world. And he put it out there. It's time to reimagine the world. Then he proceeded to say what he wanted it to be like. And, you know, we have put certain roles into a pedestal like doctors. God bless doctors. You know, they're there for us when we don't have enough faith. But when people do have enough faith, they need to respect that and not act like you can't leave without my permission. Oh, yeah, I can. So Trump was the first leg up. Then comes the crash down. If you want to continue the wave back up, then it needs to be someone who is not Trump for them to understand this is a real change in during this wave. Okay? Because then the fourth wave is always sideways, where you're chewing on it. You're chewing on it. You're thinking about it. Okay? And then, boom, it takes off, you know, to infinity and beyond. So the way it works is Trump is like one up, you know, and Biden is way two down. And it's 1,290 days from the time Schwab said that. And that would be December 14th, 2023. And there will be a series of elections between now and then, including the one coming up in November. And what will happen is the trickle-down effect. Everyone is interested in this midterm election. There's going to be voter participation like you wouldn't believe. And it's to make a very loud statement, okay? You were listening to me before, and now you're going to listen to me. Okay, time to reorg. Time to clean up the mess we've made. We all know we made it, okay? Stop trying to point fingers at each other. You're wasting time, okay? And that is precious. So stop it, you know? And this message is going to come through the elections throughout the world, you know? Stop trying to sell me your COVID. I don't give a shit. I don't care about flu season anymore either, by the way. And I know everything is perfectly fine. All right, good. And these are the things that you tell yourself with conviction. So you go up. So that's where I see us in the Fibonacci sequence. And the way the Bible tells us is blessed are those who make it to 1,335 days, which is January, I think it's the 28th, 2024, where a new president in the United States will be in office. Okay? And now we're going to clean it up and go, which is that third wave up. Okay? And then we're going to chew on it. Did we get it all? Did we get it out? Did we get it out? And then all this time they'll see that the rest of the world will see this, and they'll begin to do it too. Right? They will. And so, it's just that Fibonacci sequence playing out. And so that's how I see it, because I see Klaus as the abomination that got set up by these globalists throughout the nations. Okay? And he's been the spider weaving the web and blaming George Soros, pointing the finger at Georgie Porgy. Part of the things that we'll see is this wave of voting and people looking at the ballots and saying, well, yeah, she's a Democrat, but she's always done a great job and she's always been fair. I'm voting for her. Yeah, he's a Republican and I like where he's going with it. And the other guy's been around for 20 years. Screw him, and they're going to carefully vote. Okay. And they're going to get upset if they don't see the results because they have been talking. They can't keep it out of themselves. You can see it everywhere. People will talk about it. And the polite people who are already, there, they know better. You don't talk politics. You don't talk about politics and you don't talk about money. Okay. You're in a social setting. So, you don't talk politics, don't talk money, and you don't talk religion. Those are the three things you do not do when you're in a social setting. Those are private and personal. So I hope this helps. It's really, I know it sounds like it's so simple, but yes, it's elections. And they're going to see that, if someone was doing the job and doing it well, they got voted in, whether they were Republican or Democrat. If someone's been around and it's obvious they haven't been doing the job, they're getting voted out. And if somebody's running for the job and they don't even live in the district, they're getting voted out. They're going to apply their common sense. We all have common sense, and this is common sense. You don't be shocked and then buy what they're selling. No, nobody votes for a representative that doesn't live in their district. I mean, they have no skin in the game. They don't know what's going on with that district. Why would anybody in that district vote for someone who doesn't live there? They don't. They don't. There's no way. I know that. That's just, no. That's just common sense. I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
I think it would be better for everyone if I were to be left alone in future. Don't you?